What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisor.com, bringing home the bacon NBA DFS video. It's the second day of the season. Instead of 2 games like yesterday, we've got 12. We're going to cover it. So if you're new to the channel, anytime that we have at least 5 games, we're going to give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. With NBA, you're able to project a little bit easier than the other DFS sports, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Starting points for you. If you need a little bit more help, we do have FTA Plus. But we're going to cover it all for you. Also, we try to have giveaways every single day too, in fact, and here's how you can win. You got to like this video, you got to be a subscriber to the channel, and you got to leave a comment. If you do all 3 of those in this video right here, gets a minimum of 50 likes, you will have a chance at a free week of FTA Plus. Now, that's a week of all sports. So we have all sports covered right now, besides MLB. We're not going to cover the World Series. So we got NASCAR, NBA, NFL, PGA, and MMA. If this video gets a minimum of 100 likes, a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. And the second way to win, somewhere in this video, there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Be on the lookout for it and type it in. So we're going to see who the 2 winners or 1 winner is from yesterday's video. You guys killed it with only 2 games. I was very surprised. Over 1,000 views, 69 likes. Nice. Only 18 comments. So 69 likes should have 69 comments if you guys want a chance to win. So you have a 1 in 18 chance to win a free week just for getting a minimum of 50 likes. So the winner of the likes is Lawrence Nero. Congratulations. You know the drill. Please email me dfshelp1@gmail.com. Say you are the NBA 1021 video likes winner. And then tell me your username on FantasyTeamAdvisor.com. So the keyword was back, or we back, or NBA is back. Some form of back's got to be in there. So we're going to re-roll it for that keyword. So you still have a chance at 1 in 18 if everyone put that keyword in the comment. And the winner is, Michael, close. Let me pause the video, make sure you didn't have it and it's just not showing the comment. Michael did not have it, so that means one of you has a chance. So what he's alluding to is they banned Fanduel in my state right now till they get something else. It's very weird. Oh, you would had you had the comment, you would have won. Oh my goodness. That's why I tell you, if you leave a comment, make sure you leave that. This is me pinning the comment because I forgot to say it in the video. So I cannot win, but one of you guys can. There you go. Stan, congratulations. Just email me dfshelp1@gmail.com. Say you are the 10-1 keyword winner, and then let me know your username on the site. It's very easy. It's very simple. So we're going to go through position by position. You're going to see this article down below. And then if you want to see even more picks, it's on the article right here. And then at the very end, we're going to build you a DraftKings lineup. Now, these are early builds. These are early projections. We've done 10,000 simulations. These are the projections through the first 10,000. We do 20,000 a day. About 2 hours before tip-off is when we do the final 20,000. So that being said, we're just kind of looking. You do see Tyler Hero being out. Anthony Edwards got that questionable tag. Should be good to go, I believe. He is questionable, but he could sit with back spasms. Definitely something to monitor moving forward. So we'll update that throughout the day once all this news breaks. So looking at point guards, looking at the top 3 point guards right now through first 10,000 sims. Cade Cunningham versus Chicago, 29 DVP from last year. Obviously, we got to go with that. We don't have anything else right now. We're looking at about 48 to 52 out of him. Trae Young, about 47 to 50. He's got against Toronto, 15 DVP against the position. And then Josh Giddey against Detroit. Not the best matchup, 5th DVP there, but we're looking at about 46 to 50 fantasy points there. So then we bring it down a little bit and we look at some mid-tier picks at some of the positions. So Jalen Brunson against Cleveland, best BVP or DVP for him, 30th there, about 41 to 45. We've got Tyrese Maxey against Boston, 27 DVP, about 42 to 45 as well. And then Scotty Barnes versus Atlanta, 24th DVP, about 39 to 42. Then we got to find some value. Now, value-wise, what we're looking for is minimum to take down a tournament, 8 times value. So if you're looking at $5,000 player, they got to get 40 fantasy points. You're not going to get it all the time. You're going to get those boomer bust type plays, especially if you play multiple lineups a night. Realistically, we're looking for 9, 10 times value. You're not going to get that, but that's kind of what we're looking for. But some value right around the $5,000 mark or below. I'm looking at Chris Paul against Utah, 21st DVP, about 24 to 28 fantasy points. Just depends on the minutes that they're going to get back with Clippers. You got Jordan Clarkson versus Cleveland, 30th DVP, so the best matchup for him, 24-28. And then Russell Westbrook just signed with the Kings not too long ago. 5,000, 23rd DVP against Phoenix. We're looking about 23-25. I don't know if they're going to ease Russell Westbrook into this game, into this team, because he signed just like a week ago. So it's definitely something to monitor with Westbrook. I mean, news will come out throughout the day for you. So we'll move to the shooting guard position now. We got Devin Booker at the top. We're looking at about 45-48 fantasy points. I'm looking at Zach LaVine versus Phoenix, 16 DVP. So right in the middle, basically, right around 39-42. We got RJ Barrett against Atlanta, 19 DVP, right around 36-40 fantasy points out of there. So we come down in the mid-tier range here. Got some guys who are out, some guys who are already projected to start. But what I'm looking for in this one, Anthony Simons against Philly, 14 DVP, about 32-35. Malik Monk against Phoenix, 23rd DVP, looking right around 30 fantasy points for him. And then Kelly Oubre Jr. against Boston, 30th DVP for him, 29-32 fantasy points. Then we get down here into the value. So right around 5,000 or below is what I would say on DraftKings. So what we've got there is we're looking at Davion Mitchell going up against Orlando, 20th DVP, 23-26 fantasy points. Gary Trent Jr. against Washington, 24th DVP. Normally last year, if you took a player against Washington, they got enough minutes, they usually absolutely balled. Washington's defense was trash all around last year. I foresee it being about the same here. 23-25 for Gary Trent Jr. And then I've got Grady Dick here against Atlanta. So we're looking at that, and we're looking at 19 DVP. We're looking at about 22-25 fantasy points. So let's move to the small forward position and some early projections here. Denny Avdija, we've got him Minnesota, 29 DVP. Love it even more if Anthony Edwards is actually out. We're looking at about 43-47 fantasy points there. We got Jaylen Brown against Philly, 13 DVP. He's got that questionable tag. I think he's going to be good to go. Let's just double check to make sure. I mean, he may not take the floor, but I mean, if he is in fact out, we do have some value that would open up. Early projections for Jaylen Brown, I got 42-45. We'll have to monitor to see if he's going to play. Jalen Johnson against Toronto, 30th DVP here against the small forward position. We're looking right around 41-45 fantasy point. So move down here to mid-tier, 6K-ish, 7K to 6K range, kind of what I'm looking at when I'm looking here. But I've got Devin Vassell going up against Dallas, 18 DVP, 31-35. Isn't that one of his former teams? I think so. Oscar Thompson against Chicago. Now, not the best matchup. Third DVP here. I'm looking about 32-35 out of Oscar. And then Andrew Wiggins against Orlando. Fifth DVP, right around 30-35 fantasy. So now we're going to come down here and try to find some value. Now, obviously, throughout the day, value will open up. So you kind of got to wait for that. Just like a Jaylen Brown. If he is out, you're going to see a ton of value open up for that Boston team, especially with Tatum being out and just everything like Sam Hauser. So I'm looking at Sam Hauser against Philly. Early projections, 21 fantasy points. If in fact Brown is out, I think Hauser probably goes up to 25-30 range. Just depends if he is going to be the one that gets the minute. Royce O'Neal against Sacramento, 21st DVP. We're looking about 21-25 fantasy points. And then VJ Edgecombe against Boston, especially if Jaylen Brown is out. Right now, 30th DVP. Looking about 21-25 fantasy points from him as well. So we look at power forward. Now, my wife, excuse me, hold on. So my wife is the one that makes all the pictures for the videos and articles because I don't know how to do it. She does. I have to send her who I want to be the picture. And she said, how the hell do you even say this last name? And I gave her a chance to pronounce it, and it was not at all. So, not going to leave her alone about that. But that being said, Antetokounmpo, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo against Washington. They were a very bad defensive team, like I said last year. I absolutely love him. He's the picture of the video in the article for a reason. I've got him early projections at 56-60 fantasy points. We know that if you can see what he did last year, I mean, he put 84 his last game he played. 84 fantasy points. Now I'm just looking how he did against Washington last year. I'm just curious if he did face them and if he did, what he put up against them. I'm not seeing it because we're only seeing from last February, which is unfortunate. I don't like that. You can see overall the Wizards defense is trash. They give up 29 out of 30 points per game, 23rd out of 30 opponents turnovers per game. They're very bad. I would not be surprised if Antetokounmpo gets 75, 80 plus in this one. I absolutely love him. He's very expensive, but I would pay up for him. Anthony Davis, let's take him till he gets hurt. Hopefully it's not this game. Not the best matchup. San Antonio was number one against the power forward position last year. I've got Anthony Davis right around 46 to 50 fantasy points. And then Zion Williamson, he looks like he's in shape for once now. But I remember when he was the number one rookie card to get back in 2018, and it was going for a lot, and let's see what happened. 10th DVP against Memphis, 43 to 45 fantasy points there. Now we drop down. Let's get right around 7,500 or so. I'm looking at Miles Bridges right around 36 fantasy points. I'm looking at Santi Aldama right around 33 to 35. And then I got Cooper Flagg going up against San Antonio, 7th DVP, 33 to 35. I think I like what Cooper Flagg is going to bring to the table. I would not be surprised if he wins Rookie of the Year at all, especially with Kyrie being out X number of months. We should see pretty good games out of him early on, and hopefully he continues with that. So then we get down here to the 5K mark or below for this on power forward. I'm looking at Harrison Barnes right around 24 to 25. Adam Bona against Boston, 8 DVP, so not the best, but 22 to 25. And then Nikola Jovic against Orlando, under 5K, 28 DVP, right around 22 to 25 fantasy points. And then we move to the center position for the final position here. You can use Antetokounmpo there, but I'm not. We got Wembanyama. We got Mr. Wemby, Victor, 7 DVP, so not the best matchup for him, but I'm looking about 52 to 55 for Wemby. Joel Embiid, let's take him before he gets hurt against Boston, 3rd DVP, about 43 to 46 fantasy points. Nikola Vucevic against Detroit, 9th DVP, right around 42 to 45 fantasy points. So come down here, look at some of these value picks here. Onyeka Okongwu against Toronto, 28 DVP, right around 34 to 38 fantasy points. Jacob Poeltl against Atlanta. First DVPs are not the best, but Poeltl, I'm looking right around 31 to 35 fantasy points. And then Jarrett Allen against New York, 32 to 36 fantasy points. And then I usually, unless something opens up pretty late in the day, I don't usually use a ton of value at the center position. But if we were to look at that, like Wendell Carter Jr., 27 to 30 fantasy points. Derek Lively, the second against San Antonio, 26 DVP for him, 24 to 28 fantasy points. And then Jalen Smith for Chicago, looking against Detroit, 9th DVP, looking right around 21 to 24 fantasy points there. So that is what we've got for some of the picks. If you want to see even more, we've got that in the article right here, which you can find down below. You can also find our absolute free Discord there. Keyword of the day is going to be Waterloo. Waterloo is the keyword of the day. But what we've got there is we've got some more picks for you. And then under the NBA tab, we do Vegas odds, we do simulations, we do bets, we do fantasy points allowed by position. We're still kind of waiting about a week or two to get some data in there. You want about 5 games from each team to kind of feel comfortable with that. So we're going to use the fantasy points allowed by position from last year until we get about 5 to 10 games under our belt there. We've got chalk, so if you play cash, you want to use the chalk. If you play tournaments, you want to fade it. We got projections on both Fanduel and DraftKings. And then we have a cheat sheet. Give you about 5 to 7 plays at each position for cash and 5 to 7 at each position for tournaments. Then we give you some lower end plays that are leverage plays for you. And then we build a couple of lineups for Fanduel and DraftKings for you as starting points there. So that being said, we do have a special going on right now. We've got 8 spots available still. A year or a lifetime pass is normally $500, but if you email me right now, dfshelp1@gmail.com, say you are interested in it, you could get the lifetime pass for only $150. If you guys are interested in that, you've been on the fence about it, I completely understand. Get in there, first come, first served. But if you want to check us out, $10 for a week, $30 a month, and just hope that no one takes those 8 spots, you can try us out there as well. That being said, if you want to win some free content from us, All you got to do, in the description of this video, we have FanDuel, DraftKings, and Fanatic Sportsbook links. If you've not signed up for one, two, or all three of those, if you sign up using our links down below, deposit a minimum of $20, and then email us and show us that you went through those steps using our link, we're going to give you a free month of FTA Plus for every site that you guys sign up. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. Got some merch up here, but for the majority of you, a lot of people came over and subscribed from just the first night of basketball. Very excited to have you guys. If you've never seen our other information, we've got PGA on Thursdays. We break down showdowns for Thursday Night Football. We do the main slate for the NFL breakdown. We do Sunday Night Football breakdown, and we do Monday Night Football breakdown as well. We also have NASCAR on Sundays. We have PGA on Thursdays. We have MMA on Saturdays. I believe this Saturday is in Abu Dhabi, and it's like a 10 a.m. start time, I think, for MMA. So make sure if you're getting in there, you get the stuff early. NBA stuff's out every day, obviously. NFL, we usually update stuff throughout the week and get you everything you need. PGA is usually Wednesday nights. We get that in there because Thursday mornings is when it starts. MMA is Saturday, so we usually get that information out there Friday because with MMA, some people, the bouts are canceled because of weight or something like that. So we wait until the end as far as we possibly can to give you guys that information. So we have a ton of simulations for all sports. We got projections for all sports. We've got you covered. So if you have any questions down below, or hit us up in email or even in our absolutely free Discord. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. Let's have a good start to the NBA season. I want to see a ton of winners in our winner circle over in our Discord by, I'd say, Thursday morning. I would love to see it. One of our subscribers won like $3,000 this weekend in NFL. So you guys can do it too. We've had multiple $20,000 winners. So it is possible. Let's have a great second day of the NBA season. Good luck as always. Bring home some bacon. Actually, you know what? We're going to build a lineup. I completely forgot to build a lineup. Let me pause the video real quick. Okay, so building this is a tournament lineup through 10,000 sims. A ton of things can happen. Got to wait for all the questionable guys to be ruled out, and then that'll bump us up for some value. So these are the first 10,000 simulations. We're going to build you a tournament lineup here. The majority of these players we did cover, but I want to get in there. And some of these are part of the other sheets that we didn't cover here. Like Bryce Sensabaugh, 3,700. Just depends if he's going to get the minutes. So the all the guys that were value picks last year that were getting X amount of minutes and stuff like that. Like PJ Washington was averaging 32 fantasy points a game. The problem is new team, obviously. News-wise, we don't know if he is going to be minutes-wise. So this is why these are early lineups. Once news comes out, then we'd edit some of these lineups. If in fact, they're not going to be in the game much, or if they're only projected like 5 minutes. Realistically, you want 1.1 to 1.5 fantasy points per minute is kind of how we would try to project out there. Now, you're finding a few guys under 5K, under 4K actually, and it'll just depend if they're going to be in there. So these are through simulations, 10,000 of them we can definitely see, and that's kind of what we're looking at here. So this is more of a boom or bust lineup. What I mean by that is you paid up for Antetokounmpo and you paid up for Giddey. The rest are kind of Okongwu and Avija, but other than that, you're looking for the value. So very boom with the guys you're paying up for. Bust, like stars and scrub type lineup. So this is only one of the lineups. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. Let's have a great day. Good luck. And as always, you guys know what to do. Bring home some bacon. Peace.